you go. What's cracking, baby? Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let's go.
Smash. Smash F ye. The like. Post F ye. The link in the Discord. Make F ye. Some noise. Brothers and sisters, we're going in with the all Jordan Peterson Jbpwave Live Chronicle 3. Belly of whale rescuing in process. In progress. We in here. What's up, though? Bup. It's cracking, babies. Akira The Don. Welcome to the meaning stream number 225. 225 sequential. Celebrated. Spectacular. Splendiferous. Smashing days of getting after it here in 2020 AD. Shouts out to everybody locked in. How you doing? Smash that like. One leg smashed equals one angel gets his wings. You want to deny an angel their wings? What kind of a person are you? Angels deserve wings. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
Get after it.
How's everyone doing? I've had a very typically epic day here in Dripping Springs, Texas. Woke up, did a MEANINGWAVE morning show. DJ'd for a couple of hours, went ham. Feels so long ago, I can barely remember what happened, but I'm pretty sure it was epic. Pretty sure it was peak. Like I said, I can barely remember. Now it's been going hard all day on the new Jbpwave album by Jove. So hard. So hard. It's sounding so good too. Well, I was going so hard, I didn't even have the presence of mind to like do an Instagram story or anything, baby. It's been going so hard. It's got to be done. It's got to be done while we have the opportunity, while we're here, while we have the presence of mind, while we have the physical abilities. Whale rescuing season is on. Yeah, what up, Cody Taylor? This is epic. Members Time says it is epic. Members Time, everyone's wake up mix. Yeah, that's the vibes. Everyone's wake up mix. Yeah. And today we're here. We are gathered here today, brothers and sisters, to do that Jbpwave Live. I've got a feeling it's going to be a good one, you know. I've got a feeling it's going to be a beautiful one. It is important to make it beautiful. Can't even help it, baby. Mike Better says, I'm so happy it's today. Today's the best day. Yes, it is. Andre Cavers in here says, like button status smashed. Praise the almighty algorithm. Algorithm demands sacrifice. You already know. Who's been in here moving my table? Anyway, I'm just regaining my composure. I'm like mildly flustered. I had quite an emotional conversation with my beautiful wife, and then I had an email off Graham Hancock. Shouts out to Graham Hancock. Sent me like it's really not. It's a very good email. It's quite intense, but it's very good. But yeah. Much to do, much to do. What up, Richard Young? Appreciate the support, baby. Says, been in the bowels of academia studying happiness. Study after study shows that donating to things you care about increases your happiness. Hey! I heard that too. Jolly good show. Appreciate you. Hey. Before we get into this thing, we gotta do an international high five by Joe. Sway says, ATD, please sign my monolith. Have you got a monolith on the way? Is it already ordered? Did it already leave? What status is it at? Pyum pyum. I haven't actually signed a monolith. Monoliths are flying all over the world right now as a vinyl. I got more pictures from people today who are receiving their vinyl. Vinyl has reached Spain. Vinyl has reached Spain. If you've got vinyl, send me a message with a picture of your vinyl so I can glory at it, you know. Glory. Sway purchased today. You purchased your monolith today. Congratulations. Shouts out to everybody getting their monoliths. Powerful activities. So yeah, we have an international high five to do before we do the Jbpwave live set by Joe. And all I want to know, baby, is where you are. That's it. Just let me know where you are. Yeah! Wait, what's going on? Andrew Pullman says, giving money to causes you care about makes you feel good. That's why subscribe to Akira The Don's channel. Hurrah! Good. Well, you know, I aim to earn that subscription by Joe. You can say, Akira The Don, you need to chill. You're going crazy out here. You just dropped an album 2 weeks ago. You got another one coming out this Friday? Then you got another one coming out in what, another 2 weeks? Are you crazy? I say the people deserve, baby. What do the people deserve? The people deserve glorious music. They do. They deserve to have glorious music. Now! They do not deserve to have to wait around for ages. No. It is important that we go hard. Yeah, where's everyone at? Let me see where everybody is. Alex got yeeted. YouTube hero Alex yeeted himself. Hurrah. Joshua Tran is wandering in the desert of questions. Suela Duenas, I'm happy. Is happy. Members time is in Virginia Beach, Virginia, 755. Bismarck, crazy out your mind. Yeah. Zachary Brooks, I'm currently at the peak of recorded human history. Hurrah! Cindy Bailey, I'm in my bed. Snuggled up, candles lit. There's howling wind here, and these are the vibes today. Cozy. That is cozy and great. What up, Spicy Spleen? There's glorious music. Hurrah! Guys, that's already locked in. God bless you all. We got Colorado in the house. What up, Biological Bootloader? What up, Jonathan Burns' most positive chat on YouTube by far. It really is. Joshua Helmberger says gonna play Minecraft. Nice. Andrew Pullman just about finished building a house.
Get after it.
That's awesome. Kyla Shabba. What's cracking? What's cracking, everybody? Backstreet's back, alright. Alec Miranda, I'm in the middle of an amazing mental state, ready to absorb these vibes. My meat suit is in Michigan. Great day. Woo! Great day. Woo! How many times a day do you say that to yourself? I'm always saying, I just walk around going, great day. Woo! Great day. Woo! What up, Jariah? Graham, how you doing? What up, Dan Frank? Shouting in from Colorado. Kylie Shiraz in Fla Fla. Is it sunny? What's up, Akira? The only way is up. That's what's up. Suela Duenas, Goldtron in my veins.
Perfect.
What up, Patrick Smith? What up, Phil McEvely? Jbpwave, that's right. New album sounding amazing. I might play a track from it later on tonight. Yeah, this one, I warn you in advance, this one will by far surpass the previous ones. Sonically, melodically, all of that. It will surpass the other ones by far. Yeah, it's not really fair. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, by Jove? That's the price you pay, you know, for getting into the zone and staying there for nearly 3 years. Going on 3 years now. What is it? November? Is it November yet? It's October. We're nearly in February. It'll be 3 years. 3 years in the zone. 3 years hyper productivity. Feeling good, feeling great. We haven't even come close to scraping the upper limits of this thing, by Jove. New Alan Watts album drops on Friday. Splendor. Splendor. And just as I said splendor, I look at the chat. Cindy Bailey says the sneak peek track already reeks of splendor. Splendor. Alright, boom. Let's get that international high five cracking. You know what this is? This is a thing that we do. It's a very powerful thing that we do. We bind our energies together across space and time, then redistribute them via the power of Splash. Everybody high five at the same time. Everybody get the energy from everybody high five. Even works if you're listening on the podcast feed in 7 weeks. Still works. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. It's a day. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Yeah. Michael Archangel says I'm going to put the date on my calendar for the new Watts album this Friday. That's the date. Auspicious. Yeah, what up, Cody Taylor? What up, Phil? Pizio Gap, Mimi, B. Tyler Shrud. Phil McAuley. Webcam got me looking like a Klingon today. What am I? I'm red and shit. Every day I come in the studio and something's changed. I don't know what's going on. I think it's like the Scorpions or what. Anyway. Never mind all that. We're here to play a special Jbpwave live set. Jbpwave Chronicle Part 3.
The third in our series of Jbpwave live sets, chronicling. That's right, chronicling the Jbpwave history, the Jbpwave story. So, brothers and sisters, without further ado, with a distinct lack of ado, make some noise as we welcome to the stage Dr. Jordan B. Peterson for Jbpwave Chronicle 3. headaches and he makes nuts.
Meaning is what you have to buttress yourself against the tragedy of life. Despite the fact that you're a fragile, damaged, mortal creature, you found something to do that announced itself as worthwhile. That's meaning. It's an instinct. It's a deep, deep instinct. It's maybe the deepest instinct. It's like a form of vision. Meaning tells you when you're in the right place. Akira. And the right place is between chaos and order. And those are real places, your hemispheres. Your right hemisphere is roughly evolved, let's say, to deal with things you don't understand. That's chaos. And your left is there to deal with things you do understand. You can't just stay with the things you do understand, because you already understand them. And you can't just stay with what you don't understand, because then you're lost. So you need to be in the middle of those two. And you can tell when you're in the middle, because everything lines up. Everything lined up. Expedience is you do the thing that gets you off the hook the fastest right now. You play that game across time, it doesn't work. It sends you down. Because you're sacrificing the future for the present. Meaning doesn't do that. Meaning says, and you can't tell why. It's just that everything is right. You get this physiological sense. Right place, right time. Follow this meaningful path. That's your buttress against the tragedy that produces resentment and malevolence. Meaning is the antidote to that. That's the fundamental religious truth. Life is suffering. That's true. There's malevolence. That's true. Meaning is the antidote to that. Yes. People say, well, meaning isn't real. It's like, no, that's wrong. It's actually the most real thing. It might even be more real than suffering and evil. It's possible. This isn't a metaphysical assumption that I'm making. And you do feel it. You feel it in your body. It's not just a mental thing. It's not an idea. It's a place. Because we're in time and space, right? And a place is a place, 3 dimensions of space, but it's also a time. And when the place and the time are set up properly, you're in the right place. And your brain is telling you that. Your being is telling you that. The purpose of profound religious contemplation, profound philosophical contemplation, is to learn how to be in the right place at the right time, all the time. All the time. All the time. All the time. There's this line from the Gospel of Thomas, which was discovered in 1957, and it says, "The kingdom of God is spread out before the eyes of men, but men do not see it." And that's kind of what it's referring to. There are times when you're in the right place at the right time, and then you're where you should be. And you're not really trained to notice that, because it isn't something we ever talk about. It's like, you're in the right place at the right time. Okay, why? What did I do right? What did I do? I need to do more of that. So maybe it's only half an hour a week when you first start noticing. And then maybe with 3 months of practice, you can get it up to like an hour a day. And then maybe you can get it up to 4 hours a day. And God only knows where you could get it if you keep practicing, You can be there. We don't know what the upper limit of that is. You got to be oriented towards something, because otherwise you're disoriented. You just spin around in circles, and then you suffer, and so do people around you. It's not a good solution. Orient yourself towards something. You have to figure out what it is. What will work for you? What goal would justify the suffering of your life? start trying to piece that together. You're going to get better at it. But it's a personal process. So you need a personal place to stand, because otherwise you're going to be handed a place to stand on a plate. And it may be one that makes you a puppet of someone else's goals. So I would say, what are the processes? Well, I think what I've recommended to people is clean up your room. 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 That's a good start. Organize your local landscape. Schedule your time. Start taking control of yourself. See if you can stop saying things you know to be lies. That's not the same as telling the truth. You don't get to do that to begin with because you're not good enough at it to even attempt it in some sense. But everyone can stop saying things they know to be falsehoods. Stop saying things that violate your conscience. Here's another idea. Stop saying and doing things that make you feel weak. Because all you have to do is pay attention to that. Some things you do will make you feel disintegrated. It's a physiological sensation. Some things improve your integrity and some things disintegrate you. Now, the things that disintegrate you, you often do to impress other people, or because you're taking a shortcut, or you're escaping what you know to be your moral obligation. And your moral obligation stems naturally from your aims. And if you don't have an aim, well then you're aimless. So that's not a solution. So along with the aims come the moral obligations. Then when you violate the moral obligations, you'll have a sense of that violation. It's like, well, you have to stop doing that. Or that's something you could do. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of this. But I would say that's where people should start. You start small. Clean up your room. Clean up your room. Clean up your room. Clean up your room. I had a girl come up to me last night. She said, I started cleaning up my room and it completely changed my life. She said, your room is an externalization of your mind. And that's right. That's exactly true. To the degree that you're in your room, the room is you. Now, that isn't how people think. That's okay. It doesn't matter if they think that way. That's how it is. So, straighten up what you can straighten up and quit saying things that make you feel weak. And then you'll know what to do next. Clean up your room. 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 Let's say you want to sort out your room and beautify it. And let's say that all you have is just a little room, like you're not rich. But you've got your damn room and you've got the space right in front of you that's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. Got this space right in front of you, space right in front of you, space right in front of you. But you've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you that's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. So a room is a place to sleep. And so if you set your room up properly, then you figure out how to sleep and when you should sleep and how you should sleep. And you figure out when you should wake up. And then you figure out, well, what clothes you should wear because they have to be arranged properly in your dresser. And then you have to have some place to put your clothes. If you're going to have some clothes, you have to figure out what you're going to wear those clothes to do, right? And then that means you have to figure out what you're going to do. And then your room has to serve that purpose.
That's right.
Otherwise, it isn't set up properly. And if it doesn't serve your purposes, you will be unhappy and not happy in the room because the way that we perceive the world is as a place to move from point A to point B. You got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. Space right in front of of you. Space right in front of you. You've got your damn room. You've got this space right in front of you. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. And so what it means to set up your room is that you have to have somewhere to go that's worthwhile. The next thing is, well, maybe you have to make it beautiful. But that's not easy, right? That means you have to have some taste. And what does it have about money? It doesn't. Because you can be garish with money and you can be tasteful with nothing. You have to be creative in order to do that. And so then to beautify your room means that you also have to develop your capacity to be creative. And so then you can make your room shine. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. But then what will happen is that if your family isn't together, they will interfere with that. When you start building this little microcosm of perfection, it'll evoke all the pathology that everyone in your household. They'll wonder what the hell you're up to in there. And they won't necessarily be happy because if they're in a lowly place, the higher you move out of that, the more the place they're in looks bad. And you might say, well, what they should do is celebrate your victory over chaos and evil, but that isn't what will happen. What will happen instead is that they will attempt to pull you back down. And so what that means is that if you organize your room, then you're going to have to confront the devils in your house. And that's often a terrifying thing because some of those devils have lineages that go back many, many generations. And God only knows what you have to struggle with in order to overcome that. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. Space right in front of you. You got this space right in front of you. You've got your damn room and you've got this space right in front of you. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. It's a part of the cosmos that you can come to grips with. And so to sort yourself out and to fix up your room is a non-trivial matter, you know.
ABC! We got hits, baby, we got hits. Shouts out to the whole crew. Make some noise for yourselves. Everybody locked in live. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Here at the peak recorded Human Days to be Alive by Jbpwave. We're broadcasting live from the MAZ with that Jbpwave. Chronicle, baby, Chronicle. Pew, pew.
Very frequently what I'm doing as a therapist is helping people have a life that would work, you know, and you can parameterize that. What do you need? How about some friends? How about an intimate relationship with someone that you can trust, that maybe has a future? That'd be good. How about a career that puts you in a dominance hierarchy somewhere, so at least you've got some possibility of rising, some possibility of stabilizing yourself, and a schedule and a routine, because no one can live without a routine. You just forget that. If you guys don't have a routine, I would recommend, like, you get one going, because you cannot be mentally healthy without a routine. You need to pick a time to get up, whatever time you want, but pick one and stick to it, because otherwise you dysregulate your circadian rhythm.
Dysregulate us!
Regulate your mood. And eat something in the morning. I had lots of clients who've had anxiety disorders. I had one client who was literally starving. Very smart girl. There was very little that she liked. She kind of tried to subsist on like half a cup of rice a day. She came to me and said, I have no energy. I come home, all I want to do is watch the same movie over and over. Is that? And I thought, well, it depends on how hard you work. You know, it's a little weird, but whatever. You need to regulate your use of drugs and alcohol. Most particularly alcohol, because that does in a lot of people. You need a family, like the family you have, your parents and all that. Be nice to you all got along, you could work on that. That's a good thing to work on. And then, you know, you probably need children at some point. That's life. That's life. That's what life is. Human beings have a nature. There's things we need. That's life. That's what life is. Human beings have a nature. There's things we need. And if you're missing, you know, you may have a good reason to not be operating on one of those dimensions. It's not mandatory, but I can tell you that if you're not operating reasonably well on at least 3 of them, there's no way you're going to be psychologically thriving. And that's more pragmatic in some sense than psychological, right? Human beings have a nature. There's things we need. And if we have them, well, that's good. And if we don't have them, well, then we feel the lack. And so behaviorists, behavioral psychologists concentrate a lot more on that sort of thing. You know, it's practical. It's like strategizing. Make a career plan. Figure out how to negotiate, because that's bloody important. Figure out how to say what you need. Figure out how to tell the truth. Figure out how to listen to your partner in particular, because if you listen to them, they will actually tell you what they want. And sometimes you can give it to them and maybe they'll return the favor. And if you practice that for like 15 years, well, then maybe you're constantly giving each other what you want. Well, hooray, that would be good. And then there's 2 of you under most circumstances, and it's better to have 2 brains than 1, because people think differently because of their temperament mostly. And so the negotiation is where the wisdom arises. And it's part of the transformation, the psychological transformation that's attendant on an intimate relationship, and one of the fundamental purposes of a long-term intimate relationship. That's life. That's what life is. Human beings have a nature. There's things we need. That's life. That's what life is. Human beings have a nature. There's things we need. That's life. That's what life is. Human beings have a nature. There's things we need. That's life. That's what life is. Human beings have a nature. There's things we need. Yeah.
MAZ, make some noise. We are live from the peak of recorded human civilization by Joe! Smash that like for the ancestors. Smash that like for the gods. Smash that like for yourself.
Go into your imagination.
Pum pum.
I was at the Museum of Art in New York. I was in this amazing room, you know, it had all these priceless paintings from the late Renaissance hanging in it. Each painting worth, who knows, $1 billion maybe. They're priceless paintings. And the room it's a shrine, and it was full of people from all over the world who were looking at these paintings. You think, well, what the hell are these people doing coming to this room looking at these paintings? What are they up to? What are they doing? They don't know what that means. Like, why are they looking at that painting? Why is it in this room? Why does it cost $1 billion? Why is that painting worth so much? And the answer to that is, well, we don't really know. They're sacred objects in some sense. And we gaze at them in ignorance and wonder. And the reason for that is that the unknown shines through them at us in partially articulated form. Well, that's the role of art. And that's the role of artists. Well, that's the role of art. And that's the role of artists. Real artists are contending with the unknown, right? And they're possessed by it. They have a personality trait, openness, that makes them do that. They can't even help it.
Hey.
Makes them do that. They can't even help it.
That's cool. Nice.
The worst thing for creative people is to not be creative because they just die. So one of the things I would say is buy a damn piece of art. You know? Find one that really speaks to you and look out if you do it. If it's a real piece of art, because you'll also get a little introduction to the artist, and then that'll seep into your life. And that'll change things like mad. But it's unbelievably worth it because it opens your eyes to the domain of the transcendent. That's the right way of thinking about it. A real piece of art is a window into the transcendent. That's what it is in the absence of the sublime. You can see that integral to our culture is the idea that beauty is one pathway towards God. And it's saying if you can't find another pathway, then why don't you use beauty? I'm sure most of you do that with music. Because music is the one thing that modern people can't be cynical about. Thank God for that. And so we need to understand the role of art and literature and stop thinking about it as an option. It's not an option. It's not an option. What is it said? Man does not live by bread alone. That's exactly right. We live by beauty. We live by literature. We live by art. And literally, not metaphorically. We cannot live without it because life is too dismal and tragic. Well, that's the role of art. And that's the role of artists. Well, that's the role of art.
What?
And that's the role of artists. Real artists are contending with the unknown, right? And they're possessed by it. They have a personality trait, openness, that makes them do that. They can't even help it. Makes them do that. They can't even help it.
So, thank you very much, and I hope that you find these we're developing.
MAC, make some noise.
And that they
Shouts out to everyone who continues to post videos of themselves creating art on the internet to that song. It's very cool.
lives with the least
It's very cool to witness the glory,
be really good.
the glory of humankind unleashed.
So, thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
But no, we ain't going anywhere, boy. You ain't going nowhere, Doc. We need you out here. You are required. Yeah. What up, though? MAC, make some noise for beauty.
You know, I've mentioned
Make some noise for beauty, you beautiful thing, you.
that's become quite the internet meme, but I'm really
What?
serious about it because it's really hard to do that. And it isn't just that you clean it up.
What else do you do?
You also make it beautiful.
Oh,
Make it beautiful.
what a glorious thing.
Make it beautiful.
What up, though?
Make it beautiful.
What a glorious thing.
Make it
Hey,
beautiful.
hey,
Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make
something beautiful.
Make it beautiful.
But it's really worthwhile.
Make it beautiful. It's
Really hard to make something beautiful.
Make it beautiful.
And it's really worthwhile.
What's really cool is if you learn to make something beautiful, even one thing, if you can just make one thing in your life beautiful, then you've established a relationship with beauty. Start to expand that relationship with beauty out into the world, like into other elements of your life, and that is so worthwhile. It's just incredibly, crazily worthwhile. Make it beautiful.
Hey, hey,
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 Make it beautiful.
It's really hard to make something beautiful.
Make it beautiful.
That is really worthwhile.
Make it beautiful.
It's really hard to make something beautiful.
Make it beautiful.
That is really worthwhile.
People are terrified. People are terrified of color. They paint their walls beige. They're terrified of art. They buy some masterpiece thing because they don't want anybody laughing at them for their lack of taste. And they would get laughed at because they have no taste. But you have to. Well, that's right. Because what do you know, right? You have to develop it. And so you're going to stumble along and make mistakes to begin with. And you're going to show yourself. Because if you buy, I think this is pretty, and somebody comes over and goes, what's up with you? It's kind of hard on your self-esteem. But it's you're stumbling towards the right. You're stumbling towards the kingdom of God. That's what you're stumbling towards when you try to make an
aesthetic decision.
Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. What? Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Beauty is absolutely terrifying to people because beauty highlights what's ugly. And so if you start to make your room beautiful, then everything around that isn't like that just starts to glow in the worst sense. It's terribly dangerous. That's why people are afraid of beauty, but it's the greatest thing you can do. Beautiful things are beautiful for a reason. That beauty has depth, like it's real depth, man. That's what gets you in touch with the transcendent and the divine is beauty. You introduce that into your room. You're playing with fire. People will resist it.
Oh,
beautiful.
Hey, make it beautiful. What up, though? Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Hey.
Make it beautiful.
It's really hard to make something beautiful.
Make it beautiful.
And it's really worthwhile.
Make it beautiful.
It's really hard to make something beautiful.
Make it beautiful.
And it's really worthwhile.
Museum a while back was full of these paintings from the late Renaissance. There's like a dozen of them in this one room. Every painting on that wall was worth $300 million.
Yeah, really.
You couldn't buy those things. It's like there was like a dozen of them in there. I thought, wow, there's like $3.6 billion worth of paintings in this room. And people are making pilgrimages from all over the world just to look at them. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's like, yeah, no kidding. What the hell's going on? There's beauty in those paintings. There's beauty and it's magnificent. And part of what it does is say, you aren't who you should be. That's what beauty does to you. That's why you're intimidated by a beautiful woman. A staggeringly beautiful woman. It's like, oh my God. Attracted for sure, but definitely intimidated. Like, well, that's because you aren't who you could be. Beauty does that to you. Because beauty has that contrast.
Make some noise for beauty. Make some noise for that Jbpwave aesthetic. Ooh, this is what sound good together.
What would be the forms of culture that you would say to be necessary or most inclined to foster in the individual that blowing of the flame?
I think the most accessible form for most people is music. And music, to me, is the most representational form of art, because I think that the world is made out of patterns. And we perceive some patterns as objects, but fundamentally it's patterns. And what you want is all the patterns of the world to interact harmoniously in something where every element is related intelligibly to every other element. And I think that when your life is in harmony, then you can feel that. When you're dancing to beautiful music, you're acting that out. The music is the music of the spheres, and you're participating in the patterning of your being in accordance with that structure, and that gives you an intimation of transcendence. Music is everything. Music is everything. Music is everything. It's not criticizable. That's the thing that's so lovely about it, is even as our society has become more cynical and more self-destructive and more deconstructionist, the power of music has in fact grown. Because it speaks to that eternal harmony. And the reality of that eternal harmony in a way that mere intellect cannot deny. And I mean, I was always amused. I went to this show, the Ramones, a punk band from New York. It was the loudest concert I'd ever heard by a good factor of 10. My ears rang for like 3 days afterwards. And there were all these like nihilistic punk rockers all crammed into this theater and below me there was like ants on a frying pan. They were just smashing into each other and throwing people around up above them, and it was quite rough. And they were all having this beautifully transcendent musical experience which belied all of their nihilism. And they absolutely thrived on it. It was like even the lyrics were harsh and nihilistic, but it didn't matter because the music in its rough form was something that united them in the sense of this like patterned beauty and brought them together. And so exposure to music, people die without music. Music is everything.
Music is everything.
Rest in peace, Ready Scrutin.
Make some noise, Emerson!
One way of conceptualizing yourself is that you're one speck of dust among 7 billion. And when you conceptualize yourself that way, you might think, well, what difference does it make what I say or do? And that's actually quite convenient for you, because if it doesn't matter what you say or do, then you don't have any responsibility and you can do whatever you want. The price you pay for that is a bit of nihilism, but if you don't have to shoulder any responsibility, that's a small price to pay. The other way of looking at it, and this is actually the accurate way of looking at it, is that you're in a network. You're a node in a network, and so you can do a little bit of arithmetic very rapidly and just figure out how powerful you are. You know 1,000 people. They know 1,000 people. That means that you're one person away from 1 million people and 2 persons away from 1 billion people. And you're the center of that network. And now the way networks work is that information propagates in a network manner. So don't underestimate the power of your speech. Don't underestimate the power of truth. There's nothing more powerful. Tell the truth. 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 Or at least don't lie. That's a start. Tell the truth. 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 Or at least don't lie. That's a start. Now, in order to speak what you might regard as the truth, you have to let go of the outcome. You have to think, all right, I'm going to say what I think. Stupid as I am, biased as I am, ignorant as I am, I'm going to state what I think as clearly as I can, and I'm going to live with the consequences no matter what they are. Now, the reason you think that, that's an element of faith. The idea is that nothing brings a better world into being than the stated truth. Now, you might have to pay a price for that, but that's fine. You're going to pay a price for every bloody thing you do and everything you don't do. You don't get to choose to not pay a price. You get to choose which poison you're going to take. That's it. Tell the truth. 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 Or at least don't lie. That's a start. Tell the truth. 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 Or at least don't lie. That's a start. Almost impossible to provide people with enough protection so that they feel safe to speak. Okay, so we'll address that directly. It is not safe to speak, and it never will be. But the thing you got to keep in mind is that it's even less safe not to speak. Right? It's a balance of risks. It's like you want to pay the price for being who you are and stating your mode of being in the world, or do you want to pay the price for being a bloody serf, one that's enslaved him or herself? Well, that's a major price, man. That thing unfolds over decades, and you'll just be a miserable worm at the end of about 20 years of that, right? No self-respect, no power, no ability to voice your opinions, nothing left but resentment because everyone's against you. Say what you think carefully. Pay attention to your words. But it's a price you want to pay if you're willing to believe that truth is the cornerstone of society. In the most real sense, if you're willing to take that leap, then tell the truth and see what happens. Tell the truth. 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 Or at least don't lie. That's a start. Tell the truth. 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 Or at least don't lie. That's a start. You think, well, I'll lie and I'll get away with it. It's like, no, you won't. You cannot get away with warping the structure of being. Well, I can lie and get away with it. It's like, I see. Here's your theory. There's all this reality around you that you don't comprehend at all. And there's not that much of you. There's a lot of it. And you're going to do something that isn't in harmony with that. And it's going to work. That's your theory.
That's your theory.
Yo, MAZ, make some noise. It's that Jbpwave Live Chronicle. This is, it's number 3. Number 3, baby. As we count down to the release of the new Jbpwave album. First one of 2020. First one of the 2020s. Man, didn't wait so long. We back now though. Christmas is coming. Make some noise at Christmas, baby.
Yeah!
Question?
I was wondering what you thought of Santa Claus. If it's a healthy thing for parents to practice. What's the psychological impact of lying to your child?
Look. I think lying is the wrong way of thinking about this. Santa Claus is a game. It's a game of pretend. And children play games of pretend all the time. You know, so I don't see any harm in it at all. Now, you don't want to prolong that belief beyond its natural endpoint, but it's a massive game, and it's a lovely game, and I don't believe that there's anything harmful in it in the least. Santa Claus is a game. It's a game of
Pretend. Santa Claus is a game. It's a game of pretend. Now, what's the psychological impact of lying to your child? We can think about that more generally. Don't lie to your children. Don't lie, period. Lying is a really bad idea. It's a really bad idea. It never works. You might think it works, but that's only because you're blind to the consequences and probably willfully blind. Plus, it's a terrible weight. You know, if you don't lie, there's a lot fewer things to keep track of. Your life is a lot more pristine and crystalline. And then things that come your way, maybe you deserve in some small measure, and it's a bad idea to lie. But I don't think it's a bad idea to play pretend games with your children. I think that's okay. Santa Claus is a game. It's a game of pretend. Santa Claus is a game. It's a game of pretend.
What?
Santa Claus is a game.
Oh, then Christmas emojis in the chat right now, baby.
It's a game of
Close your eyes, it's Christmas just for a second. Close your eyes.
pretend. Santa Claus is a game.
Don't worry, baby, it's coming soon.
It's a game of pretend.
Yeah!
That's right. Christmas time is here. Christmas time. Christmas time. Christmas time is here. Yo, do you know what this Christmas is gonna be? Best Christmas ever. People are gonna enjoy Christmas this year like they never enjoyed Christmas before. Sometimes I guess people take Christmas for granted. They come around so fast. You think, it's Christmas, okay. Shoot. People are so gassed for Christmas this year. It's gonna be the best Christmas ever. That's right, yeah, see? Make some noise for Christmas by Joe. The massive Christ. Bossa Nova.
What you want to do is you want to enter into a conversation so that you come out wiser than you went in.
What?
The
Really?
best example of this is when you're having an argument with your intimate partner, let's say. Because you're going to want to win. So then you got to think, okay, well, wait a second. We better sort out what winning means here. So let's say that you're more verbally fluent than your partner and more treacherous. So you can win. That doesn't mean you're right, first of all. Winning when you're wrong is a really bad idea. Because then you think you're right. And you're not. And then maybe the person can see things you can't, but can't verbalize them quite as well. Well, you might want to listen. There's the possibility that they're trying to tell you how not to run headlong into a brick wall. There's some possibility of that. And so maybe you even have to help them formulate. It's like, okay, I don't get exactly what you're saying. I don't get exactly why you're annoyed. I'm not sure exactly what you want me to do to change it. Let's get this clear. And then I'm going to think about it. Like, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I'm going to see if possibly you're right. I'm not going to roll over, because I would rather you weren't right. I'm not going to change. But I am going to listen. I would rather not run headlong into a brick wall if I don't have to. And so that's the idea with the conversation.
Thou shalt not run headlong into brick wall. By Joe. Thou shalt celebrate thy significant other. By Joe. Make some noise to Tammy by Joe.
I got married. Well, the woman who's my wife, Tammy, who I've known since she was 8 years old. She lived across.
Make some noise for the women.
Town called Fairview, and I was in love with her like the first time I saw her, which is quite the bloody thing. So that's worked out pretty well for me. But she came to live with me about the same time, and we decided jointly to get our act together, and we swore that we tell each other the truth. I think she's actually done better than me. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. Here's one memory. When I was in grade 5, I got glasses, and I was pretty proud of these glasses. They were Hornberg glasses, and she came out onto the street. She looked at my glasses. I said, "What do you think of those?" And she says, "I think you look really funny in those." And then she pointed at me and ran into her house. That was like heartwarming over that she finally told me that she'd always wanted to have glasses, and she was jealous about it. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. It's been so useful because I can really tell her things and we can really talk. So I tell you, if you want to have a good relationship, man, you embed it in the truth, because if you don't embed it in the truth, you don't have a relationship. It's just lies. It's a tissue of lies, and it will dissolve into chaos as soon as the crisis comes along. So the truth is a terrible thing, but not compared to falsehood. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. I don't think she's lied to me ever in our entire marriage, which is unbelievable. I mean, I told my dad when I was in grade 5, I was sitting with her in this big armchair in our living room, and she was sitting beside me on the armchair, which I really damn threw out. And she was being chased around by all the boys in the school at that point. She was very hot property, and so I was pretty happy to have her sit by me. And so she left, and I told my dad that I was going to marry her.
What up, baby? Make some noise for yourself. That one goes out to all the wives, baby. All the beautiful wives out there. Make some noise for yourself. Be precise in your speech.
So, in Genesis, one of the things God has Adam do first. So God makes the world by speaking. Okay, so that's the first thing to think about.
Make some noise for your laser emojis.
Way about this. The idea is that
blood to shout with them lasers.
Relationship between communication and the structure of being. It's part of the role that consciousness plays in the world, whatever that role is. Language takes the chaos and makes it into things. And so God has Adam name all the animals. They're not even really real until they have names. Well, let's say that you're having a rough patch in your relationship, and you don't know why. It's unnameable. Is it real? Well, yeah. It's manifesting itself in a physiological discomfort. Then you talk about it and you name it. It goes from this blurry thing that's kind of potential to go snap. And then it's this thing. That's a horrible thing. It's like a little poisonous thing, but it's not a whole foggy cloud of potential poison. It's like this little sharp poison thing. And then you think, okay, it's real. It's a little monster. It's little, at least. And now probably we can do something about it, if we can admit to it. So it's this precision. Because the unnameable is far more terrifying than the nameable. No matter how terrible the actuality is, it's rarely as terrible as your imagination. Because your imagination Like, it's an old thing. It's seen a lot of terrible things in the history of life. It can put monsters everywhere. And so it's almost always better. It might be better without exception to name the thing, no matter how terrible it is. And if you can't name it, what that means is you're telling yourself that you're so terrified that you can't bring your attention to bear on it. You're the loser, instantly. If it's so terrifying that you cannot face it, it's won. The worst way of demonizing people is to not be able to say anything about them, because then God only knows what. They're unspeakable. Bring everything out of the realm of the unspeakable. Freedom of speech, that's the worship of the logo in many ways. That's a very deep idea in our culture. The deepest idea of our culture is the logos is creative. And what it makes is good. That's God at the beginning of time. That's the idea. Is that to bring things out of the murk is a good thing. You don't mess with that, man. Not unless you want murk. You don't mess with that. It's the most sacred principle of Western civilization.
Genie is the root word for genius. And it's a really interesting idea because there's this unlimited power that's associated with genius, but it's constrained. And that's really what the human spirit is like, because it has this aspect of the infinite, and it is something that can grant wishes, but it's also constrained terribly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. You know, I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. You know, we're constrained mortally and physically and all that, but the thing is that both the infinite possibility and the constraint are necessary. Right? That's what makes up the genie. It has to be both at the same time. And the idea that, you know, if you find your genie, you can have your wishes. It's right. You have to really want what you're wishing for. Right? You have to make the proper sacrifices to get it. It can't be just some whim. You have to ask for something that you would rather not have, which is usually wisdom. Somebody asked me about prayer. They asked me if I prayed, and I thought, well, it depends on what you mean by that. Exactly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. You know, I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. You know, but I do think that if you sit on the edge of your bed and you ask what foolish thing you're doing to make it worse, that you'll get an answer right now. And it won't be the one you want, but it might be the one that if you listen to would set things straight. I don't think that I've ever been in a situation where if something wasn't going right for me and I sat and thought, okay, I'm willing to figure out what I'm doing wrong, which is a big thing to think because you never know how much you're doing wrong. It might be something that you really don't want to contend with. But if you clear some space to meditate on that, probability that you'll figure out something that you did that was stupid, that's bending you and twisting you in the wind, you'll get an answer very, very rapidly. I don't ask God for favors like you know how you're manipulating your neurons or something. It happens of its own accord in some sense, like you can participate with it, I guess, and you can interfere with it, and it seems to take a certain amount of willpower, but it still all happens mysteriously behind the scenes. And I would say this sort of attitude towards, let's say, prayer that we're discussing is just an extension of that. It's something like, well, you admit that there's a problem first, and then you ask for the minimum necessary intervention, which would be, all right, well, I'd like to move forward on this, some small amount that someone like me could actually manage. I'd be willing to carry it out. And then you reorient the way you're thinking as a consequence of that, and something usually pops out of the abyss to guide you. Very strange, but it's not really any stranger than the fact that we can think at all. Because the fact that we can think is actually very strange. Strange like the fact that we can dream is strange. And that's strange beyond belief, that you can dream. Or that something in you dreams. Which is a much better way of thinking about it, because it's not like you're really in control of your dreams.
God for favors of the wishes, you know, I don't ask God for favors of the wishes, you know.
What up, no?
MAC, make some noise for thyself. The truth is out there. You just gotta ask the right questions, by Joe.
What's the answer to the meaning of life? Here's an answer.
Woo!
I was trying to solve this terrible puzzle about how it was that human beings got themselves in such a tangle about what they believed. Such a tangle that we were pointing the ultimate weapons of destruction at one another, which, by the way, we are still doing. I thought, okay, well, I understand that. We need our belief systems. They orient us. And that means there will be conflict between belief systems, and that can be a catastrophe. And that's being played out everywhere, again, in very many ways. What's the solution to that? Well, one possibility is there's no solution. It's just mayhem all the way around. Could be the case. But it seemed to me, as I delved into it, that the proper solution to that was to live properly. As an individual.
You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. God only knows what you are. At the final analysis. You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but also blind to your own strengths.
And so then I think, well, if you got your act together, it'd be better for you, and instantly it would be better for your family, assuming they wanted you to get your act together, and not everyone does. And then it would be better for the community. Like, how far could you take that? If you stopped wasting time, and if you stopped lying, and if you oriented yourself to the highest possible good that you could conceive of, and you committed to that. How much good could you do? Well, I would say, why don't you find out? So, that's what I think you should do. You should find out.
You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. God only knows what you are. At the final analysis. You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but also blind to your own strengths. Hey.
Maybe you could sort yourself out.
Maybe.
So that you wanted nothing but the good. And then maybe you could help make that manifest in the world. Maybe we wouldn't have all these terrible problems then. At least we'd have fewer of them, and that would be a start. 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 reality is the integrity of the individual.
You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful.
God only knows where you are.
In the final analysis. You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but also blind to your own strengths. Hey!
That's the answer.
That's right.
So, and then you think, well, what's the barrier? And the barrier is, are you willing to accept the responsibility? And part of the answer to that is, reduce the damn responsibility until it's tolerable. You don't have to fix everything at once. You can just start by fixing the things that you can fix. You can do it with even less self-sacrifice. You can start by fixing only the things that you want to fix. God, you can get a massive way that way. So, do it. See what happens. That's what you should have been taught right from the beginning. Aim at the highest good. Tool yourself into something that can attain it. And go out there and manifest it in the world. Everything that comes your way will be... Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing.
Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. What up, though? MSD makes some noise. Throw them blessings, baby. So many blessings. So many blessings. Each and every one of you. A blessing. All them skateboarding children. Blessings.
One of the things that's happened in our society is that we seem to have concluded that strong men are dangerous. And that's partly because we think Western culture is a tyrannical patriarchy, and the only reason you get to the top is because you misuse power. So all the men who are at the top of the hierarchy are all misusing their power, and they're all tyrannical. And all the guys who have the aim and ambition to achieve that are just tyrants in training. That's sort of the basic attitude that we have towards our own culture and towards young men now. Everything about that is pathological and inexcusable and shameful.
You know, I used to watch kids skateboard. I liked watching those kids. I like watching skateboarders do those crazy things. Because they're trying to become competent. They're facing danger. They don't want the damn protective gear. It's like, no. I don't want to wear a helmet. I want to expose myself to this danger. It's not that I'm stupid. And the kids are often shooed away. It's like, wait a sec. They're practicing being courageous. They're practicing mastering something in the face of danger. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding.
Dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone.
alone. Well, 10 years ago in Toronto, they changed the insurance rules governing playgrounds. Parents had raised money for these damn playgrounds. There was nothing wrong with them. Tore them all out. 2 weeks before school started, there was nothing but dirt and gravel. I saw the kids on top of the school because they needed some danger. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Go see a gymnast. Like the gymnast does a flawless routine. Everybody claps like mad. Judges say 9.9, and then the next person comes up and they're screwed. It's like 9.9. It's basically perfect. How can you do better than perfect? And then they do it. You can do better than perfect. They're on the edge. They go out there and you know, watch them, you feel it in your everything they do is that much farther out into chaos than anything they've ever done. Pushing themselves at the absolute limit of their ability. Held every gesture. They're that close to making a mistake. They've taken this courageous step beyond their confidence and put everything on the line. When they land in a way that's unlike perfect. It's perfect plus. And everybody immediately leaps to their feet. And like they get a chill. And so what you've just seen is awe-inspiring. You've seen someone courageously move past perfection into the unknown, and not only ennoble themselves more, but to ennoble humanity itself. Up on your feet. It's like, yes! And then it's tens. They win the goal. Everyone knows what that's like. It's like a great music performance. That's being in that place with everything lines up. It's better than perfect. Better than perfect. Better than perfect. Don't bother children with your skateboarding. Don't bother children with your skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children with your skateboarding. Don't bother children with your skateboarding. Don't bother children with your skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children with your skateboarding.
Jbpwave Chronicle Part 3. MEANINGWAVE Live, we're going through the annals of glory and wonder. The annals of glory and the annals of wonder by Joe. Bless up Martin Potter, appreciate you baby, says you never fail to deliver ATD. Boom! Why get out of bed if you're gonna do that? What up Cody, thank you so much for that epic support, appreciate you. Alright, calm down. I think we got one more. Oh yeah, we do. Hey! Make some noise to Theo Vaughn.
Better than alcohol, man. Yeah, the funny thing is, if you're trying to stop drinking, you need something better than alcohol. And alcohol's pretty good, so you better find something a lot better.
What?
Esteemable people do esteemable things. It's like, yeah, well, you want to figure out something that you're doing with your life that's worth not getting drunk and screwing up. You might say, well, why do people drink too much? If you like alcohol, that's a stupid question. Why do people drink too much? Well, because it's great. So why stop?
Well,
you do stupid things when you're drunk. You hurt yourself. You compromise your health. It's really hard on the people around you. You tend to turn into a liar, and it screws up your life. It's like, yeah, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, well, it is. But you need something better than that. And what's better isn't being straight and not making mistakes. It's like that's all prohibition in some sense. What's better is, no, you need an adventure, man.
Hey!
Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol. It's a hell of a drug. Alcohol. It's a great drug.
Everybody loves a drink, yes, that's right.
No, you need an adventure, man. You need to get out there and have something to do. Something worth waking up for. That's the substitute for addiction. Actually, the addiction is the substitute for that. If truth be known. Alcohol really is a good drug for coping with anxiety. It makes you more extroverted and enthusiastic, more full of positive emotion. And the second thing it does is reduce anxiety.
It's a great drug.
But the problem is, it's a great drug.
It's a great drug!
For the moment. Alcohol is an interesting drug. It's a hell of a drug. Alcohol.
Everybody loves a drink,
Yeah!
Alcohol is an interesting drug because it actually doesn't make people stupid. People who are drunk will take far more risk, and you might say, well, that's because they're stupid to understand the risk. It's like, no, they're not. If you ask them about the risk when they're drunk, they can outline it perfectly. What it stops them from doing is caring about the risk. That's why you can drive around at high speed in a car, which is a really stupid thing to do. It's fun, like so many things. It's like jumping off a cliff. True until the last 1/10 of a second. It's like then you're not flying, man. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol. It's a hell of a drug. Alcohol. It's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol. It's a hell of a drug.
But if you do, well, it can't be wrong.
But the problem is, there's consequences.
La 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 la, interesting drug, the one that you took, tell the truth, it really hurt you. An interesting drug, the one you took, tell the truth, it really hurt you. You wonder why we're running out of shame, because enough is too much. And look around, can you blame us? Can you blame us? What up, dude? MAZ, make some noise. That was Jbpwave Chronicle 3. We counting down to the release of the new LP. Jbpwave. I ain't telling you the title yet. Do that. Maybe I already did. Yo, what up, Sheila D613 in the place 2B. Says, I concur with Martin Potter. You never disappoint, ATD. Favorite place to be is in the MAZ. Yo, I agree. Hey, who wants to hear one more song? One more Jbpwave song. Right, suck, good. Blah, blah. Yo, we get so hype. We get so hype in the MAZ. On the daily, every day. Every day. Hey, Hercules wants to hear another song. What up, little Hercules? Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, since you do. Since you do, young Hercules, how can we deny? What? Alright, let's get it then. This is from the new album. This is not mixed. This that rough mix, baby. This that ooh baby I like it raw. Ooh baby I like it raw. That's what this be. This is called Living the Day. Hey!
Therefore take no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof.
I spent a long time trying to figure out what that meant too, because it's another one of those lines that can easily be read as pro-grasshopper and anti-ant. Remember the old fable of the grasshopper and the ant? Maybe not. I'm not going to tell it. But the ant works and the grasshopper fiddles. The ant has a pretty good time in the winter and the grasshopper dies. And so this is like a pro-grasshopper line, but it's not. It says something else. It says that if you orient yourself properly and then pay attention to what you do every day, that works. That works.
That works.
That works. And you can
live in the day. You're a creature that has a name. You have to have a name. That makes every moment supercharged with meaning. Live in the day. You're a creature without a name. You have to have a name. It makes every moment supercharged with meaning. Oh!
The world shifts itself around your aim. You're a creature that has an aim.
You have to have a name
in order to do something. You're an aiming creature. You look at a point and you move towards it. It's built right into you. And so you have an aim. Well, let's say your aim is the highest possible aim. That sets up the world around you. It organizes all of your perception, what you see and you don't see, your emotions and your motivation. So you organize yourself around that aim, and then what happens? The day manifests itself as a set of challenges and problems, and if you solve them properly, you stay on the pathway towards that aim, and you can concentrate on the day.
Yeah!
And so that way, you get to have your cake and eat it too.
You do.
Because you can point into the distance, the far distance. Point into the distance, the far distance. And you can live in the day.
You're a creature that has a name. You have to have a name. It makes every moment supercharged with meaning. Live in the day. You're a creature that has a name. You have to have a name. It makes every moment supercharged with meaning. Hey!
If everything that you're doing is the highest possible aim that you can conceptualize, well, that's the very definition of the meaning that would sustain you in your life. Well, then the issue is back to Noah. Well, all hell's about to break loose and chaos is coming. It's like when that's happening in your life, you might want to be doing something that you regard as truly worthwhile. Because that's what will keep you afloat when everything is flooded. And you don't want to wait until the flood comes to start doing that. Because if your ark's half built and you don't know how to captain it, the probability is very high that you'll drown. And you can live in the day. You're a creature that has a name.
You have to have a name. That makes every moment supercharged with meaning. Live in the day. You're a creature that has a name. You have to have a name. It makes every moment supercharged with meaning. Hey! Yeah. What I do? What I do? Hey! every moment supercharge your meaning. Living the day, you're a creature that has a name. Yeah, have to have a name. It makes every moment supercharge your meaning. Aye! Raw, 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 raw. Make some noise, MAC! Shouts out Sheila D613 up in the place to be, says love this new Jbpwave. Message is so important. If you don't have an aim, you're aimless. That's real. You got to combine that with the systems over goals. You get your aim, then you build your system. Then victory is inevitable. What up, Roberto Sanchez says love the new Jbpwave track. That's epic. I'm really glad you do. The album is so crazy, crazy, crazy epic. I can't wait for you to hear it. I'm very excited to finish it. Very, very close to finishing it. Very, very close, baby. And we got a whole new album coming out this Friday. This very Friday. We got a whole new album, by the way. Isn't that crazy? It's got this song on it. This song is on it. In case you haven't heard it yet, you might not have heard it yet. It's probable that you haven't heard it. Most people have not heard it. Most people aren't even on the internet. Isn't that crazy? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Akira. Supercharge every moment we mean it, baby! The way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism. The way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism.
The same problem arises in medicine because the body is a very complexly interrelated organism. And if you look at the body in a superficial way, you may see there's something wrong with it. Here's chickenpox, and there's spots that itch. You might say, well, spots are there, cut them off. So you kill the bug. Well, then you find you've got a real problem. Because you had to introduce some bugs to kill the bug. Like bringing rabbits into Australia. And that starts going all over the place and getting out of it. Then you think, well, now wait a minute. It wasn't the bugs in the blood, there are bugs all over the place. What was wrong with this person? That his blood system suddenly became vulnerable to those particular bugs. His resistance wasn't out. Therefore, what you should have given was not an antibiotic, but vitamins. Okay, so we're going to build up his resistance. But resistance to what? You may build up resistance to this and this and this class of bugs, but then there's another one that loves that situation. He comes right in. The way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism. The way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism. See, we always look at the human being medically in bits and pieces. Because we have heart specialists, lung specialists, bone specialists, nerve specialists, and so on. And so on. And they each see the human being from their point of view. There are a few generalists, but they realize the human body is so complicated that no one mind can understand it. And furthermore, supposing we do succeed in healing all these people of their diseases, what do we then do about the population problem? I mean, we've stopped cholera, the black bubonic plague, we're getting the better of tuberculosis, we may fix cancer and heart disease. Then what will people die of? Well, let us go on living. There'll be enormous quantities of it. Then we have to fix this birth thing. Pills for everybody. Then we find what are the effects, the side effects of those pills? What are the psychological effects upon men and women of not breeding children in the usual way? We don't know. We
interrelated organism, the way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism. The way the world actually is. What up, though? Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with Hey, thank you, Mike Batters. Appreciate you, baby. Says this is so good. Thank you for everything. Yeah, you're gonna love the album, baby. You are gonna love the album. I'm gonna play you one more song from that album. Then I'm gonna go run next door and make a music video real fast. Emergency music video. Yeah. The great things that you do, baby. Those great things that you do. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shouts out to everyone who's got their What's Wave vinyl. I've been getting lots of photos and messages of people who are getting their vinyl. We're working around the clock to get them out. You know, there's a great big massive pile of them downstairs that are getting picked up by the post guy tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to have them all out by the end of the week. It is a big job. Mama Don is working all day and most of the night on it. I'm working as much as I can on it whilst also working on all the music. So we're working as hard as we can to get all these packages out to you by Jove. And can't wait for you to receive them. Those of you who are waiting, and those of you who keep going to me, hey, I want to buy that What's Wave vinyl. Sign up to the mailing list at MEANINGWAVE.com so you don't miss the next vinyl campaign. Alright, so you'll get an email when the next vinyl campaign happens, and you won't miss out on owning history. Ooh. What up, Doug?
Now, you see, if you do that, you do at least give yourself a chance. And it may be that when you are in this way freed from busybodiness and being out to improve everything, that your own nature will begin to take care of itself.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting in the way of yourself all the time. You will begin to find out the great things
that you do are really happenings.
The
Great things that you do are really happenings.
For example,
How great genius can explain how he does it.
the
Great things that you do are really happenings.
Yes, he says, I have learned the technique to express myself. Because I had something in me that had to come out. If I were a musician, I had to learn how music is produced. If I want to describe something, I have to learn a language so that others can understand it. I need a technique. But then beyond that, I'm afraid I can't tell you how it was that I used that technique to express this mysterious thing I wanted to show you. If we could tell people, we would have schools where we would infallibly train musical geniuses, scientific, miracle minds. And there would be so many of them, we wouldn't know what to do with them. Geniuses would be a dime a dozen. And then we would say, well, these people are after all not very ingenious. You know, PhDs, how many of them are there? Because what is fascinating always about genius is the fellow does something we can't understand. surprises. The great things that are really happening. The great things that you do are really happening. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you do are really happening. But you see, just in the same way, we cannot understand our own brains.
What?
Neurology knows relatively little about the brain, which is only to say that the brain is a lot smarter than neurology. Yet there is this, which can perform all these extraordinary intellectual and cultural miracles. We don't know how we do, but we did. We didn't have some campaign to have an improved brain over the monkeys or whatever may be our ancestors. It happened. And all growth, you see, is fundamentally something that happens. But for it to happen, two things are important. And the first is, as I said, you must have the technical ability to express what happens. Secondly, you must get out of your own way. The great things that you do are really happening. The great things that you do are really happening. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you do are really happening. Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da. What? Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da. Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da. Oh! Ba, 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 da. How am I to get out of my own way? And if I showed you a system, let's all practice getting out of our own way. It would turn into another form of self-improvement. See, here's the dynamics of this. We find this prophecy repeatedly throughout the entire history of human spirituality. In the phraseology of Zen Buddhism, get this by thinking. You cannot attain to it by not thinking. As getting out of your own way ceases to be a matter of choice. When you see that there's nothing else for you to do. When you see, in other words, that doing something about your situation is not going to help you. When you see equally that trying not to do anything about it, where are you? Where do you stand? You're nonplussed. And you are simply reduced to watching.
Whoa! Ba 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 da ba 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 da. Thank you, MAZ. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful night. Epic activities today. We were here at 7 a.m. and we killed it. We were here at 7 p.m. and it seems dead again. Oh my goodness, how do we keep doing this? Moderation! Moderation! Make some noise for yourself, baby. Thank you for being here. Hey, hey, hey. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. CT. 7 p.m. CT, we'll be here. We might have a guest. We might just have a guest. Might just be a guest called Quentin. Might just be. You never know. Glory be unto the Most High by Jove. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support. Those who support, thou art blessed, and thou dost ensure that this does continue. Make some noise for the host. Corey Gordnier says, thank you for providing such a beautiful soundtrack with which I rate these waves of meaning. Hey, that's nice. Thank you, Corey. God bless Mike Betters. God bless Roberto Sanchez. God bless Sheila D613 in the place to be. God bless Cody Taylor. Martin Pastor 21. Biological bootloader walking my poet. Alec Moran and Richard Young. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Shouts out to all the members. Oh, you green beauties. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member. It's a cool thing you can do. You can also become a member of the Patreon. These are also cool things that you can do. What up, Sivian says, whoa! Akira's new stuff are instant classics on the first listen. Feels like it works. Yeah! Yeah! If you want your name on the new What's Wave album credits, then if you're a member of the Patreon or the YouTube on level 4 or above, you will get your name in the credits, by Jove. And that'll be dropping on Friday. Oh my goodness. What up, Mimi B says, thank you for your amazing music. I can't even read. Thank you for your amazing music. Thank you for your amazing presence, Mimi B. We appreciate you. We love having you here. Shouts out to everybody locked in live, and shouts out to everybody on the replay, by Jove. Bradford White says, yo, I got the vinyl today. Oh! Oh! How's that vinyl looking, Bradford White? Nice. What up, dog? That's epic. Head on over to meaningwave.com, get yourself a t-shirt. You can get this MAZ t-shirt. Wow, wow. You can also get the Meaningwave monolith right now. It's currently available. It's made of 16 gauge steel, gauge steel, made by a real American steel artist in real America. A real Meaningwave fan. A lover of Meaningwave. Makes these things with his bare hands. They're very beautiful. What up, Adam Stone says, thank you for everything you do. Meaningwave has changed my life, no joke. Oh! God bless you, Adam. That's amazing. You are amazing. God bless. Of course, you know, all those things you can do if you want to support the wave, but the number one thing you can do if you want to support the wave is this, by Jove. Let the world know. Let the world know in any way you can. Go in the comment section. Post a picture and tag someone in it. Meaningwave exists! I got somebody making a stencil right now. I will post that stencil once it is made, and you can go around and spray paint Meaningwave logos everywhere. Hurrah! Cindy Bailey says, just got my What's Wave shipment notification. Oh! 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 That's epic. Amazing. Well, baby, that's just all wonderful. And I gotta get out of here now and go do emergency music video. Yeah. David Ewing says, I shared Meaningwave with 4 or 5 people this weekend. It was nice seeing the lights come on in their eyes. Corey says, stickers, baby. Cody says, hype. I nearly inhaled the microphone then. Did you feel that? Hey. What up? Cindy Bailey says, hey, I made a stencil today. What kind of stencil? That's great. Mike Better says, I got mine too. What, your notification? Hurrah! Yeah, Mama Dunn is just over there working at her butt off, baby. Butt off, baby. Anyway, all that remains for us to do right now, and with regards to today's epic streaming activities, is a buy 5, I think. I think it's a buy 5. I think it is. I think that's what everybody wants. I think that's what everybody deserves. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, whoa. Thank you all for being here, brothers and sisters. If you want to carry on hanging out, we got a Discord. The link is in the description. We got Meaningwave Radio 24/7 on the second channel. Go forth, be mighty, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.